When it comes to looking at some of the finest timepieces in the world, surely there's no time quite like the present. These high-end watches are each handcrafted, some by watchmakers that only make one watch an entire year. They are fine works of art, works of precision, and works of physics and engineering in perfect motion. However, the price tag on some of these masterpieces might make your heart stop. Before we tick through our list of the top 10 most expensive watches in the world, make sure to subscribe to our channel and hit the bell icon. Without any further ado, let's start the countdown. Number 10. Vacheron Constantin 57260, $8 million. This timepiece is not just gorgeous to look at with a perfectly crafted white gold case, it's also from the house of the world's oldest watchmaker, Vacheron Constantin. The 57260 is also the most complex watch ever built. It contains 2,800 components that offer 57 distinctly available complications for its $8 million price tag. You can enjoy a perpetual calendar and a double-second retrograde chronoc refer just to name two complications. Number 9. Patek Philippe Ref 1518, $11 million. Taking a $3 million leap on the list brings us to the Patek Philippe Ref 1518. This piece was introduced in 1941 and remains the only perpetual Patek Philippe with a calendar split-second chronograph made of steel. The Ref 1518 brought with it a new season and watchmaking for Patek Philippe, who had been making watches since 1839. They remain one of the most expensive and luxurious watch brands in the world. King Farouk, the 10th ruler of Egypt, was a famous owner of a Ref 1518. He had the watch in 18 carats white gold, but timing is everything, so more on this model later. Keep watching to see how much this timepiece sold for in a charity auction in Geneva at Christie's. Number 8. Paul Newman Rolex Daytona, $17.6 million. When most people think of expensive watches, Rolex often comes to mind. But this is actually the only Rolex that made our top 10 list of expensive watches, and the main value is because of who wore it. Paul Newman was once one of the biggest movie star celebrities in the world. While he was shooting the film, Winning His Wife and famous actress Joanne Woodward gave him the 1986 Rolex Daytona. On October 26, 2017, Paul Newman's winning streak continued when his famous Rolex was auctioned at Philippe's auction house in New York. The bidding opened with an offer of $1 million, and 12 minutes later, the gavel went down on a winning bid of $17,752,500. The buyer was an anonymous phone bidder. The sale set a new record for the highest price ever achieved for a wristwatch at auction. Number 7. Jacob & Co. Billionaire Watch, $18 million. Now comes the real frosting. The Billionaire watch is decorated with 260-carat emerald-cut diamonds. They are arranged in an inverse pyramid-style setting with a bold cut enhancing the natural sparkle of the stones. This is complemented by an 18-carat white gold case. The perfectly crafted interior includes an escapement of tourbillon to compensate for each wrist movement, to keep the time so precise right down to a fraction of a hair. Number 6. Patek Philippe Henry Graves Super Complication, $24 million. This pocket watch was thanks to banker Henry Graves Jr., a watch lover who commissioned it to outshine the grand complication pocket watch of American automaker James Ward Packard. The competition was fierce, but for $24 million, he managed to procure a personalized timepiece with 24 complications. It included a celestial chart based on the night sky from Graves' home in New York City. It also included a minute repeater with Westminster chimes. It had a perpetual calendar and sunrise and sunset times. Number 5. Chopard 201 carat watch, $25 million. What do you get if you had 15 carat pink diamonds, 12 carat blue diamonds, 11 carat white diamonds, and 163 carats of white and yellow diamonds to a watch other than a tired wrist? You'd get the second most expensive wristwatch for women. It's definitely a spectacle to behold, mirroring the sun right down to its diamond, didn't crust face. Number 4. Jaeger-LeCoultre Joaillerie 101 Manchette, $26 million. Another glittering wonder is the 576 diamond and Jaeger-LeCoultre Joaillerie 101 Manchette. It's a wristwatch fit for a queen, and that's exactly who it was created for. To celebrate her 60th anniversary, Queen Elizabeth received this $26 million gift from Jaeger-LeCoultre. It replicates the original that she wore on her coronation tape. That was gifted to her by the French president. It's unknown where that watch is located. The assembly of this watch was made by the venerable Swiss brand Jaeger-LeCoultre. It is so specialized that only 3 people know how to do it, and the watch weighs less than a gram. The design is made up of rows of interlocking squares, which make it look like a frosted bracelet. It has a gray dial and a silver winding crown. The black sapphires give it a striking geometric contrast. The wow factor is inconceivable, but the how factor is unfathomable. Number 3. Breguet number 160, $30 million. The first verse of this beautiful pocket watch is a design in gold. The second verse is intricate complications, a masterpiece including every function invented at the time, such as a perpetual calendar, a thermometer, and a repeat chime. The last verse, the time it took to complete 45 years of toil by Abraham Louis Breguet, who started it in 1782 as commissioned by Queen Marie Antoinette. Love her tragically, it was not completed, but revolutionaries put Marie Antoinette to death on top of its tumultuous past and complicated complications. It's had a tough recent history in 1983 when it was on display at a museum in Jerusalem. The watch was stolen. Luckily, it was recovered and is now back on display at the LA Mayor Museum in Jerusalem. Number 2. Graff Diamonds, the Fascination, $40 million. Everyone loves a 2-for-1 deal. Apparently, even those in the market for the most expensive watches in the world. For $40 million, you get the option of a ring and a watch, and what? This timepiece is made up of 152 carats of white diamonds, and the piece there is this Salsa's, a 38-carat pear-shaped diamond in the center. The center diamond is a removable component, which can be detached to be worn as a ring. The concept behind it was to show the results of the partnership between Graff's London-based diamond house and its Swiss watchmaking atelier. Although a pear-shaped diamond cut might seem a bit past in current trend, owning the second most expensive watch in the world will never go out of fashion. Number 1. Graff Diamonds Hallucination, $55 million. It's hard to imagine just how much frosting $55 million can get you on a watch, but the hallucination makes the picture a whole lot clearer. The showstopper holds 110 carats of rare-colored diamonds in a mosaic of different cuts and finishes embedded in the watch's strap. The layout is meticulously shaped to create a spectacular masterpiece that is bold and bright, with a face encrusted with expertly laid pink diamonds. The hallucination is a statement piece that has changed the face of watchmaking. It combines the rarest colors of diamonds like the fancy light gray blue, fancy intense pink, fancy orange, fancy green, and fancy intense blue. These are all laid out side by side in various cuts, from hair marquette, emerald sparkling, and heart style, along with traditional round cuts. In 2020, it was valued at $55 million. topping our list of the most expensive watches in the world, and that's a wrap for today. Let us know your thoughts in the comments section, and be sure to subscribe to our channel and hit the bell icon. We will see you in the next video.